Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a review of the 13 Doctor figure set that I got in the mail about 2 days ago in that big box there. And it is very cool. So first let's look at the box. So the design of the box is of the design of the 12th Doctor's TARDIS. So at the top we got Please Public Cool Box, we got the white windows, we got the portal open door, St. John's Ambulance. Here we have 5-inch scale collector series, includes the 12th and War Doctor. Got Doctor Who, BBC, 13 Doctor collector figure set. Got a weird warning there. Got Underground Toys and 5+. On the side, so big, we got Doctor Who, BBC, same sort of stuff, going down to the bottom. On the back, we have picture of all the figures. See all of them here, all the way from the 1st to the 12th. One thing I have noticed is on the 11th Doctor figure box set, they did make a mistake where the 10th Doctor's head was this one with glasses, even though it ended up being a spiky head version with glasses. And I feel like they might have done that on this set as well, because on here we got the Series 6 head, even though it is clearly the Series 5 head. Same the rest of the figure, but still that's kind of interesting. Got all the figures, it's really nice. On the side we got the same as the other stuff. On the top we have Doctor Who, BBC and same stuff. And like the 11th Doctor figure set, you can actually open the doors, which is really cool. Do that. Oh, it's hard to get them to stay up. So, sorry about that. We have Doctor Who, BBC, we've got bios on every single Doctor and supposedly which story the figures come from. We've got open window packaging that came with all the figures inside and the sonic screwdrivers. And at the bottom we got numbered 3,761. I have no clue how many they made. I'm not sure. I don't think it was loads, so this is kind of exclusive. After this was sold out in the UK, it did become very rare and very expensive very quickly. That's why I'm so happy to get this. Anyway, that is it for the box. So first, here is the first Doctor. There we go. This figure sadly comes with no accessories, even the original one did. It came with a walking stick, but that is fine. The face sculpt is much better than the original. If I bring it over here, see the actual face tone is a lot lighter, much better, less red, which is good. The red under the eyes has now sort of disappeared, and it's much better. And the hair, you can see, is much darker than the original release. It's hard to see in this lighting, but that is great. It brings out all of the details. The suit, actually, we will never know if this is the suit if this is like the colour of the suit they used in the episodes. Supposedly, if I come round here, it says from the Web Planet, but as you can see the picture, it actually has a white top, more like the other figure. But it's great to have a different First Doctor variation, even though it may not be accurate at all, but still, it is great to have, and there is the comparison with the original figure. Next, of course, we have the second Doctor, and this figure, I think they are almost exactly perfect. I mean, it is a great figure. The actual face sculpt, if I bring around this one, you can see that this one comes with accessory, but this one doesn't. This is the one from the 11th Doctor figure set. See the face sculpt, the actual skin tone and all the paint apps on the face is much better. And of course, this is the figure is actually from the 2 Doctors, which is the one with the 6th Doctor. So he is much older in this one, so you can see the grey hair. And the grey hair looks absolutely amazing. I mean, really, they released another 2 Doctors version in a B&M set recently, but that one looks nowhere near as good as well. It has it has orange eyebrows. I'm not sure if that is from the episode or anything, but it does look a bit weird. But this one, the hair is much better. Everything is great. I love how the shirt is sort of a light blue now, almost grey. It can look like, and it just looks perfect. The little handkerchief he has in his pockets looks great. Lots of different designs on there, and his trousers are accurate to the episode, and you see that's really good. There's not much else to say about this figure, except it is great, and probably my favourite second Doctor figure I own. Anyway, next on, The Third Doctor. This figure is apparently from the Time Master, and technically that is true because he does wear this colour suit in this episode also, but I don't think he actually wore the black bow tie in this episode. I could be wrong on that. I could be very wrong on that. I'm not sure, but I don't remember him being like that. Anyway, his hair is white with a bit of a dark wash over it to bring out all the details, and it looks great. And they don't do that on all the figures. The head sculpt is massively improved since the original 11 Doctor figure set release. Like, look at that. You can see the big difference. Like, this hair is just way too white. It's definitely a bit too white. The sculpt is technically the same except from the bow tie, and this one came with his jacket. Sorry. But one thing I have noticed on all Third Doctor figures, their eyebrows are always slightly green. I'm not sure what that's about. They must have a reason since it's not literally on every single one. But anyway, this figure looks great, and to compare it, here we have him next to a B&M released, the 11 Doctor figure set release, and also a Third Doctor TARDIS. You can see they all look great together, and my favourite face sculpt is definitely this one. They did release this same figure in a B&M figure, B&M exclusive a few years ago with a Third Doctor TARDIS, a different one than this, but I don't have that one, and I'm not sure if there's any differences, but still, this is a great figure on its own. Next, we have the Fourth Doctor. This is the figure from season 18. This adventure is supposed to be the one from Logopolis. I'm pretty sure he had his scarf a bit different around his head in that one, more like this one. But the actual design of this figure is really great. You can actually take his scarf off like a few other Fourth Doctor figures, and they did release this exact figure in a Comic-Con exclusive a few years ago. I mean, a long time ago now, but the things that have changed is the paint apps, and this scarf is much more accurate. The last one was not, and that is amazing. Okay, so now the face sculpt. This is my favourite face sculpt for a Fourth Doctor figure. I mean, all the other ones always seem a bit too big compared with this one. If I show you here, this guy, look at the face. It's a bit more boring than this one. This one just looks so lifelike. That one, big forehead one. And then this one used to be my favourite head sculpt, but I think they're pretty spot on for accuracy of Tom Baker. They both look just really great. They put so much work into these Fourth Doctor figures. It's really crazy. There's so many of them as well. Anyway, the hair is a much lighter, sort of like a blonde sort of wash over the brown, which makes it look really great. It's everywhere, which makes it seem very lifelike. The coat is sort of this burgundy red and looks really great. You see the white shirt underneath, and the trousers are sort of the same colour as the coat. On the back, you can see this is a darker red going around here. And one thing that I never would imagine, but I'm over here, is that if you take a scarf off one of these Fourth Doctor figures, you can tell it's actually a different mould of a scarf, which I didn't think they would ever do, just because it's not that much of a difference, but it is quite, if you look at it in person, there is a difference, quite a big difference, which you never thought they would do. They thought they'd just recolour the same one. But anyway, this figure is great. You can see he looks great next to, bring over here, the Fourth Doctor TARDIS and the Fourth Doctor TARDIS from Shada. And anyway, for the comparisons, here we are next to the original 11 Doctor figure set release, which used to be my favourite, but now second favourite. The figure that came with the Shada TARDIS and regenerated Fourth Doctor. So that is it for the Fourth Doctor. A great figure. Next is the Fifth Doctor from the episode The Awakening, and as you can tell, there's not that much of a difference with the original 11 Doctor figure set release. Their hair is a bit darker and looks a bit better. This one's a bit plain. The face, all I can really tell is a bit lighter. This is the new one, by the way, if you couldn't tell. The actual paint apps are much cleaner and look greater. You see his celery is a bit darker green. Under his shirt, instead of having red, there is green, which is accurate to the episode. And this actual shirt and this whole costume from the episode was used in a figure set. I don't own it, but the actual design was used. But this one does have difference. It's got muddier feet, stuff like that. But one thing I have noticed is that it's much cleaner than the original. It's very sloppy. So this one I still think is a worthy variant. But one thing I do like is that the figure that came with this one is TARDIS here, from the Caves of Androzoni, I think it's pronounced. Same costume, so we can have technically a before and after of that episode, which is great. You can see muddy, same sort of muddy on the feet, but this one has a more muddy look, especially on the side, of course. So it's great we can get that look. If I bring his TARDIS over, it looks really great with it, and almost looks. It's probably the figure I'll display this with this TARDIS. I just think it looks great. And there we have it for the 5th Doctor. Sorry, my mouth was going a bit weird there. Anyway, so you can tell that it was really great. This is one of the smallest changes in the set, but I still think it's a worthy inclusion. Next, we have the 6th Doctor, and this figure is apparently from Real Time, which is the episode where he wore a blue costume. But actually, no, this is definitely not. This is a version that is much more accurate to either the audiobooks or the comics. Just because this costume was never used, they did release a Real-Time 6th Doctor in a Comic-Con exclusive. I don't own, but this is not the one from episode. It wouldn't be accurate, but this one is accurate to the comics and stuff like that. And I much rather it than a real-time costume, even though I do rather the real-time costume more than the normal costume, which is just a bit crazy. One thing I do like, they've improved the legs, because this one, I couldn't get his legs to sort of go in, they'll always stand out there. These ones I actually pushed him straight to the figure, and he walks properly. It's the same mould, like most other figures, but I do love it. If you haven't noticed, I've actually swapped the heads around on these figures. This is the one with the real-time figure, and this is the one with this one. It's only because I think this one, even though I think the skin tone on this one's better, I do rather the mouth. This one, it just looks so small and weird. I'm not sure. I just think this one looks much more like Colin Baker. Yeah, that's him. So anyway, that is it for the 6th Doctor. I love this costume. I was very excited to get this one because I'd much rather a blue costume on the 6th Doctor than his original costume. So anyway, next we have the 7th Doctor from the episode Ghostlight. If you're a big Doctor Who figure fan, you will know that this is not the figure from the 13th Doctor figure set. This is, but there are technically hardly any differences, and not enough, I think, for a new figure. I wish they did something else. I wish they gave him his hatted head, like this hatted head, or something like that, or at least gave us the TV movie version, but I don't think they have the rights. But still, this one, the face sculpt is much better, the actual, and the colour on it is, it's the same sculpt, but it just looks so much better. The hair is sort of just the same. The only real differences is in, instead of hanging red hair, you have green on the side and green trousers. That is really the differences on this figure. I still do like it. If you didn't have this original one or any other First Doctor figures in this sort of colour costume, then it is fine. It's just that I already have one, and it's the one I probably least like in the set. I still like it though. But anyway, there he is, in case you want to know. That is the new one. And next we have the 8th Doctor, as he appears in Night of the Doctor. This is the figure I probably most wanted in the set, because the original, without all of this scuff and stuff, goes for over 100 on eBay now, which is ridiculous. But still, I'm just so happy to get this figure, and this mould is so much better than the original. This costume is so much better. I much rather his acting in this, because I think 8th Doctor is an amazing, absolutely amazing Doctor. They just didn't have they didn't give him enough screen time or enough good scripts. But the Night of the Doctor was a great little mini episode, and this figure is actually based after he has a crash, so you can see he actually has blood on his face, which is a great sculpt. And I actually don't like the face sculpt on this one, even though they are the same. It's just this one's painted even without the blood so much better. The blood spatter is not accurate to the episode in like where it is and stuff, and a lot of people complained about that, but I don't mind. I think it looks great. It is a great display piece. It is dark enough red for me to like it, And the body, I'm not even going to go into like all the details because there's so many. Sort of a silver bit here, and just a dark wash over the whole thing. It is simply a great figure that I love so much, and is my favourite figure from this set. Definitely 100%, 100%. Put this camera down a bit. Just look. There we go. So that's the one from the TV movie, and this is the one from Dark Eyes. So they all look great together, and a bit out of scale because they're all different sculpts, but still a great set of figures. Next, we have the War Doctor from the Dear of the Doctor. This figure is just a repaint of the original release. This was the second ever release we got of a War Doctor. I do have the original release, but it is currently on a box on a shelf, so I don't really want to get that one out. But for comparison, I will compare it to a B&M release with a red waistcoat and darker jacket. Not to compare to this one, but the original. And that's my favorite. This is probably my second favorite after this one, because I love the dark look. The actual waistcoat underneath is a darker, it's like still a green, but it's got a dark wash over it, and I don't know what you call it, but it's rusted, and the paint jobs on it is so good. The actual coat, I think, is much too dark. My favourite version of it is this one. I think it's the most accurate, but this one is just, it's almost black in some places. There are a bit of light tones, but it's sort of weird. It's almost like a blood sort of comes out of it, because I see the little red bits, but still looks great. This is my favourite version of the handkerchief. It is different than the original, the actual paint on it. It looks great. I won't dare take this head off, because I've taken the head off my other War Doctors, and they now sort of ruin the bottom of the head, the bit you can't see. So still, I won't do that. The dark wash just looks great, and I love this figure so much. One problem I did get is that it's meant to come with the War Doctor sonic screwdriver, like every other Doctor should have a sonic screwdriver, except from the first. But this one actually came with another eighth Doctor sonic screwdriver. The 7th Doctor came with 8th. The 8th Doctor, of course, came with the 8th. But now the War Doctor came with an 8th when it's supposed to come with a War Doctor. So that is a mistake, because I've seen on other videos that it does come with a normal War Doctor sonic screwdriver. So that's a bit annoying, but I got another one, so I can live with it. It's good to have another 8th Doctor. I guess now I have 4 of them. But I love this figure. This is a figure worth getting just to finish the War Doctor collection. I'm missing one B&M one, but that's it. Anyway, so the next figure is the 9th Doctor. So here it is. First, before I cover up his face for a second, you can see the actual jacket is much improved with a dirty wash over it. The shirt underneath is sort of, it's supposed to be blue, but it's more like a dark purple. But you can, in most lightings, you can see that it's blue. The trousers just normal, no real dirt on there. But the face, oh my god, it looks like 2 black slugs has just crawled onto his face and become his eyebrows. They're so big, especially compared to the original, which had absolutely amazing face sculpt. I mean, you could look at this and think, oh my god, that is just looks like the actor. But look at that. His eyes, I think it's a lot of it. Some of his face things are better, but the face on this one is just way better. The only better bit is the jacket. That is really it. But still, I do like it. I do like it. It will look great on my shelf. If you don't look at it too closely, you don't notice the eyebrows as much, especially if you don't compare it with the original. Don't stand it next to the original. So next figure we have the 10th Doctor, and the actual mould of this figure is the same one that they used about in 2006. This actual design was used in 2006. That's when it was made. Oh my god, I just found a mistake. There's a big black line on the foot. Not too noticeable though. Actually, this is my favourite release of a 10th Doctor figure, since, put it next to the original, it is so much better. Just look at this, and then look at that. Of course, this one is quite old, so his neck has gone all mouldy and weird. I'm not sure that's happened to a lot of my 10th Doctor figures, but there we have it. The face sculpt is just painted much lighter, and the hair is much lighter and looks great. The jacket is much lighter, and I think it's much more accurate. It's much better. The whole it's a bit more stiff. The old one was a bit too rubbery. The lines inside are painted really well. No sloppiness. The shirt is actually white, and the tie is sort of a dark brown / black. It looks great if you put it next to this one. You can tell these two are the best quality 10th Doctor figures we've had ever, really. And they have, I think it's, even though it is the same figure they used in 2006, I think it's one of the best done figures in this set, of just how much they've improved on it, especially because this is probably the last 10th Doctor we will be getting for a while, unless it's a B&M set. This is probably the last official release that we'll be getting, so it's a bit sad, but we'll see. We might get another one. There was the Tux variant, but I'm not sure. He does look great next to 10th Doctor TARDIS. I forgot to display this one next to the 9th Doctor. It's the same TARDIS. But anyway, there. Let's see. This one is my favourite, then this one, then that one. And next figure we have the 11th Doctor from The Beast Below. And there it is. Oh, I actually really love this figure. I thought I wouldn't, because it's just a repaint of the original, and I didn't think it was much of a repaint at all. But now I have it in hand, it's probably my second favourite 11th Doctor figure I own. I mean, it really is great. Everything on the figure has been improved from the original. The actual colour of the jacket is the lighter with a sort of dark greeny wash over it, which makes it stand out so well next to all the other figures, and it's my favourite colour of the jacket for these figures. This one was way too dark. The lines on the actual body go around the entire figure instead of just going around the sides on this one, which is much better. This is probably, the lines, how small they are on this one, is probably a bit better, but the actual colour of the shirt and the lines are much better on this one. The trousers are technically the same, but the head, the way they painted the head almost makes it look like a complete different head. It's crazy. It looks much better. And comparing, sorry, that was my fault. Comparing it next to more recent head sculpt, you can almost see that even though this sort of head sculpt used to be the worst one for me, it's sort of become my favourite just with this figure. It looks so much better, and that's sort of the comparison I'll do, because I do have loads more 11th Doctor figures. I've only got 4 more to collect until I have every single one. I have one coming in the mail, but there we go. Once I have got all of the 11th Doctor figures, I'll be doing a video either ranking them or just showing off every single one, so you can try and collect them as well. And that is it for this figure. Finally, here we have the 12th Doctor, which is probably the most disappointing figure of the set, because they did release this figure not just normally. So why did they put it? Because this set was meant to be full of better paint apps and variants or figures, but this one is a downgrade of the original. I mean, this suit was never actually worn by the 12th Doctor ever. They never wore the suit without a waistcoat. It makes no sense. I mean, this face sculpt is actually underrated. I think everyone hates this one. Everyone thinks the previous one and the one after this is better. But I think the previous one was better, but the one after this was just as bad. It looks too young and just didn't look like Peter Capaldi. This is the one beforehand, which I think looks perfect. Not the figure, the actual head sculpt. This body actually did come with this sort of head with just a lighter hair. So there are differences. It's more of a purple look. It's a bit more glossy, the shirt, but actually underneath, look at that. It's pink. It's pink. Why is it pink? It should be red. There's red. So it is weird. And after I got it out of the box, I did find a big mistake. Ready? This one. You're meant to take the head off like that, and it's a little peg underneath. This one, the whole peg comes with it, and this and that. It's like a maraca. It's like a figure maraca. It's a 12th Doctor figure maraca. It's a bit stupid, but honestly, it looks fine. You can still do all the articulation when you put it back in, and the joint is still there. And if you take it off and want to put the head on, you don't really need a thing. You can just slot it in the actual area, and it looks fine. And I'll probably, if I had another one of these heads, I would display it with this one, but I don't. One problem is you can't put this head on another figure. But still, a bit of a disappointing figure. But I still like it. I still think it's a good figure. I just don't think I think they could have done much better, since they did release only a few months later a better series 9 12th Doctor. Anyway, that is the end of the review of the set and the review. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Sorry if this video wasn't the best. I did mumble a bit too much. I can tell that now. You can see my collection behind there. And sorry for saying in every video. I just do it automatically. I just did it again. But anyway, thank you for watching. This is a great set. If you ever was able to find this at Comic-Con or anywhere for, let's say, under 200, which I know it sounds a lot, but I mean, if I sold these figures online separately, I'd probably get more than what I paid, which was quite a bit. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Check out my other videos to do a review on all of different Doctor Who figures, and I'll see you next time. Bye.